Hello and welcome to the Kinda Sorta Maybe Show. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. My name's Jim.
Claudia.
Melinda.
And Guardians of the Galaxy. So this movie just came out. It's follow-up to, obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1, Volume 1, right?
No, it wasn't called that.
What?
It was just Guardians of the Galaxy. This one was Volume 2.
Volume 2, which is pretty creative. So just starting off with the movie, it started off pretty cool. I don't know, what'd you think of that opening?
That was the most amazing opening of all time. Groot just stole the show for me in this entire film, but that intro was so unexpected to me, and the fact that they were fighting a monster and we were only focused on Groot for 3 minutes, I was totally okay with that. It was beautiful to me.
Yeah, visually it was a really cool shot, and just seeing him walk and like kind of play or whatever he was dancing and like getting
they
things.
were all trying to protect him.
Yeah,
they
that was
wanted him to
cool.
go away, and he was just dancing, minding his own business.
Yeah, Baby Groot was pretty cool. What did you think about Baby Groot?
It was cute. I was like, oh, the little baby tree. He's so cute. He's like listening to music the whole time, but I'm like, y'all are gonna step on him or something? Like pick him up and put him on you. And he was just like doing his own thing. It's cute.
Had you seen the previous Guardians movie?
What is that face?
I sat through it, but I didn't pay attention. It was one of those things where it's like in the back, but it's in my front.
Yeah, okay. So not in the back, in the front.
It's like there, but you're not physically watching it. I mean, you are physically watching it, but you're not paying attention.
Okay, well, you missed out because Guardians, I think, was a completely different movie than the other Marvel ones. So if you weren't like really into the other Marvel movies, this one was, I think, something that a lot of people that weren't into comic book movies got into. It's a different kind of movie, I guess, with the directing and the writing.
It's
James
what
Gunn.
Suicide Squad tried to emulate and failed horribly.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. But Guardians Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 picked up on there on like just right after pretty much, because I think in the end of the first one, Groot was kind of destroyed, and then you found the little plant Groot. So he hasn't grown so much, and so I guess it's just right after.
So that's why there's Baby Groot, because I know Pablo played the first movie we were watching it in Spanish before the fight, right? And so like it was kind of hilarious to watch like the difference.
Yeah.
¿Por qué lo haces, Groot? Did you see the Snapchat I sent you? So it's hilarious just to see how they say it in Spanish. But I didn't understand like where Baby Groot comes from, like who's the dad,
so pretty much
what happened to old Groot.
The end of the first movie, he
like turns into like a ball or a shield or something.
Like suicide for a tree.
Yeah.
He tries to protect everybody, so he kind of like with his branches like hugs everyone. He turns into this ball. So when it like their thing
falling
crashes, when their spaceship, what is it? Their not a boat. What is it? I don't know what to call it.
What?
Their like their airplane. What is it?
Aircraft.
Their airship.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, whatever. Their ship when it crashes, everybody survives because of Groot, but he turns into he sacrificed himself.
So, and the little one is him sprouting.
So
like
Rocket planted him in a little pot with soil and stuff, and the end credit, like at the very very end, I think it was at the end credit of the first one, you see that he blooms into Baby Groot.
And that's where you get Baby Groot. But yeah, like I know there was a lot of concern with like, oh no, like they're going this route, and is he going to be this big role? But I thought the movie did a really good job of like kind of spreading the characters. You had so many characters in this movie, and I think it did it pretty well. Where you showed Groot, you did the Rocket stuff. You had the Yontu.
Yontu.
You had him. You had Gamora. Do you know any of these characters?
Gamora is a green girl.
No,
Gamora's the green girl.
Yontu is the grouchy guy.
The blue dude.
Mm-hmm. And then
the whistle.
The raccoon is Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket. And then you have, and it's awesome. Like I love all the little, Trash Panda was a pretty good one.
I felt so bad for him throughout it was bullying.
Yeah,
they were funny. They were hilarious. They kept calling him like the dumbest and the most hilarious, a fox, and like just so
rodent,
funny.
Rodent,
but that thing with the trash
panda.
Like, is that better?
It's
not better.
It's not better.
It was so funny funny, but I felt so bad because pobrecito, he wanted to cry. His little eyes got all watery, and I thought of my little baby kitties.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a damaged character. I mean, he compared himself with Yantu, so like, hey, we're the same.
Yeah.
Like we're both damaged or whatever,
Mhm.
which was cool. But there's a lot of cool character development. Do you have any favorite characters in the
There,
movie?
there was I'm not gonna mention the my favorite, but as far as development, there was because like Nebula,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand her in the first movie, and as much as I love the actress Karen who plays
Mhm.
her,
What's her last name?
Gillian,
Is it
Gillian,
Gillen or Gillian? One
I
of
don't
those.
know.
Probably Gillen.
I don't know how to
Karen
pronounce her
Gillan.
name.
Yeah.
Karen, what first name basis?
Yeah.
Um,
From Doctor Who.
from Doctor Who. So as much
Yeah.
as I loved her before, I did not like Nebula in the first film because the accent was not good for me.
Mhm.
Like, however she was speaking,
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and like I think her trying to have that accent overshadowed her acting because it wasn't that great either. So I wasn't a fan of Nebula in the first film, but the second one was a huge improvement and I loved it. And that same thing for Rocket, because in the first film, the fact that Bradley Cooper was playing it, just like I kept seeing
could hear
him
it or
and
something?
it bothered me.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like it because I'm not a huge fan of Bradley Cooper. So that's all I could hear. But in this one, I don't know if they edited his voice
Mhm.
differently, but I didn't hear it as much and I liked it more.
He did a good job with like merging the character. It was a character now, not just Bradley Cooper playing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, on that note, like the same thing with Rocket. Did you have any favorite characters in the movie?
I like Groot,
Groot,
because it
just
was
being Groot.
hilarious. Yeah, because,
Yeah.
I told you the
They
story.
they call him a twig,
Yes.
and they dressed him up in the little clothes. I love that line in where all the bad guys take over the ship, and they're like, are we gonna kill him? We can't kill him. He's too cute. I thought the same thing.
Like, honestly, I think he stole the show, and I've seen a lot of articles already where people, I mean, that's, I think, the majority of what the opinion is, but every time he was on screen, his little eyes and just his little face, it was so tiny and cute, and he stole the show for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Super
he's
cute.
who stood out to me the most in the entire film.
Well, I know you know this, but I don't know if you know this. You know who voiced Groot?
Yes, I was so astonished. Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Yeah, in the first one, like I remember on Twitter
Groot.
when he got that role, he's like, I'm playing a character in a Marvel movie, and everybody was like trying to guess who he was gonna be, but he was just like Groot. It's
Yeah.
funny.
And that's his only line.
Yeah,
I am Groot.
But he stole everybody's hearts.
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah,
cute. I love
little-
that little tree. And it's funny because Pablo and I have this friend who has a little boy who reminds me so much of Groot.
Mhm.
Like, it's like, oh my God, dude, that's the little boy. Like, because he's always just like listening to music and laughing and everything. And he
Not
doesn't,
listening.
yeah, not listening. I'm like, oh my God, that's him. That's
Yeah.
baby Groot.
So yeah, I was kind of worried at first. It's like, where are they going to go with this? I didn't know what to expect from this movie, but I was pleasantly surprised with
The movie, as in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, or the series, or like
The-
of
like,
Guardians of the Galaxy, like,
I
universe.
really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I thought it was so different, right? Like from the other ones, and it was
That is
funny.
early on in the podcast.
Yeah.
No, it's because
Oh, wow, I didn't notice
That was real early. All right, it's been like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a record, I
It's
think.
pretty good. Claudia, good. Yeah, no, I thought in the first one, I really liked the universe. I liked the characters. I thought like, wow, they're already like showing Thanos like in the first one, and then Thanos. I'm sorry,
No, I say Thanos too, and I know that it's pronounced Thanos.
Thanos. Oh, that's gonna bother me. So then later on in this movie, you have all those characters, but continuation. It's not focused so much on Star-Lord, which is Chris Pratt. Like he's the main character, but it's not really focused on him. Like I said, thought it was evenly spread. The character development within the other characters was great. You got to meet like Ego, the living planet, which is played by Kurt Russell, which we find out is his dad, and had this whole plot of like he's pretty much a god exploring all these other planets and impregnating women and trying to make one of his own.
Such a dude.
Yeah. So what do you think about the overall plot?
I thought that was kind of cheesy, the whole father thing. Like, oh, my dad, I need to meet him. And then
I think
was
that's a very
kinda
serious,
cheesy.
like
Like a real issue that
a
people
real
go
issue.
through every day.
No,
he was raised without his father.
No, I
Or
thought
his
it was
out
kinda
with
cheesy.
his mother either.
Then, like, the dad's gonna teach him, and he wants to become like the dad. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. bring me something else.
Really?
But yeah, I that was just me. Like I
You're
found
like that character
was
from
kinda
Beauty and the
cheesy.
Beast, the one he's like, oh, this story's about sounds boring. Whatever in the movie sounds boring.
He's trying to find his dad, and
That's
then he finds
great.
his
That
dad.
I think that is a cool aspect. I mean, we knew.
It was
I guess
cute. And
that's
then
where it was
when
going.
they were, I mean, before we
The
knew that he was like
ball.
a jerk,
Yeah.
they had that little ball.
Yeah, throwing
They
the
were playing
ball, playing
catch.
catch with my dad. Like that's what
Yeah.
he wanted to do when he was a kid.
Yeah.
So there were some cool father-son moments, which
Mhm.
was, I think, his whole thing. He didn't have closure. He's like, why am I in space? There was something special about him and he didn't know why.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. That was a cool thing. And speaking, I mean, I don't want to go into it yet, but yeah, you had Nebula, you had Gamora, which is played by Zoe Saldana,
Mm-hmm.
and
Saldana.
there's no
No,
Enya.
tiene Enya.
What?
Yeah, that was me also. I'm like, what?
Saldana.
Saldana.
Yeah, Saldana.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
so
there's
she's
no
from
Enya.
Star Trek. She's also from Avatar. She played the Avatar girl.
I
What's
don't
her
know
name? I
anything
don't know
about
her name.
Avatar.
Did you ever
I
see
hate it.
Avatar?
You've never seen Avatar?
No,
You've
yes,
never
I
seen-
hate Avatar.
It's-
I'm
Why?
anti,
Why?
like, for the sake of hating it, I hate Avatar.
Why?
I don't
For
know.
the
I have
sake, she
something
just told you for the sake
for the
of
sake
hating
of
it.
hating it.
She gave you no
I
reason.
have something against Avatar. Like, in my soul, like, I can't
like it.
come to like it. I've watched it once in my life, and I hated every second of it.
I enjoyed Avatar, especially.
Like, Avatar, The Last
Just
Airbender,
kinda long.
Netflix.
Oh, man.
I love that.
The cartoon or the M Night Shyamalan movie.
No, that was garbage. That was horrible. The
sounds like you
show
like it.
was amazing.
Oh, second yawn. Woo. All right.
Wow. Okay, so we're going for a record today. Let's continue.
So you had those characters, Gamora. So she was in there. That was a cool story arc between her and
Her
Nebula,
sister.
which was this whole fighting, competing as growing up, which some people can kind of
I
relate
did
to.
actually relate to that. I was
Which
like,
one were you? Groot.
I was Gamora.
You were
I
Gamora.
was
Are you
Gamora.
sure?
Really?
I was Gamora.
You were Gamora? No.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
You
the
don't
other
think you
one's
were like
name is
Nebula? Like you're always getting like treated poorly? Like you hurt, you just wanted to be with your sister but it didn't work out.
Your
No?
dad Thanos or Thanos made you
Thanos
fight.
performed, yeah.
He did favor the other
He
one.
favored Gamora.
All right, let's not go too deep.
Okay, yeah, so let's
I am Nebula. Show you the blue one with the robot arm. But no, she was pretty cool too. Nebula was cool, which was the whole
And
fun.
Melinda. You don't think you're Nebula? Because I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I am Nebula. No, but yeah, I was like, the sisters.
Yeah, the sister
I like that
story,
they
the sister
like each
story,
other,
and
kind
them like hitting each other because like in the comics, like Nebula and I mean I knew Nebula, I never knew Gamora actually growing up, but I had like a card that said Nebula. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, so that whole side story was great. You also had the whole story between
Star Lord and are you not talking about
What?
that yet?
what Star-Lord.
Star
and-
Lord and Rocket and their whole fight
Oh, yeah,
because
that
of
whole
the
fight.
batteries.
Yes, and just because
They
he
were
wanted
just
to, right?
being mean. Well, like that's the way it started, but like they
There
were
was deeper
they
issues
weren't
between them.
fighting like where it was banter.
Yeah,
They
It
were
was
legit.
to hurt each other.
They were throwing shade at
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
yeah.
You
It was
didn't like that?
it was very
No, I don't like when friends are.
personal because they're really good friends and they've kind of got over those issues in the first one, but then
Yeah.
you saw it again creeping into here
Mhm.
for whatever reason. I mean, I know they explained it in the movie between Rocket, like he had these personal issues,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, right? And so that whole thing, but they're family, but families fight
Yeah.
sometimes. So I guess that's the whole thing. You still have conflict within family and friends.
Mhm.
You also had these other characters, Sylvester Stallone, which was like kind of a cool surprise. I don't even know this character's name.
Starhawk.
Starhawk. So I almost felt like that was kind of like, wait, this is coming out of nowhere. There's this history that we're supposed to know that we don't know yet, but I'm sure they'll explore it later. Were you confused with that, or did you understand the whole thing that Michael Rooker, which is Yontu, was a part of this whole like organization, right? What were they called?
The red. Oh man.
That's not Reavers. It's
Rat. Oh man, I'm blanking. It starts with an R.
something like that.
Rat.
Yeah, they were supposed to do something. It's a part of their goal. Third yawn.
No. I was
You
not.
swallowed the yawn?
I was like,
Claudia.
So anyway, so we're boring Claudia, but
know.
here, so you have Sylvester Stallone, which came out of nowhere. I saw his name in the credits, so I was like, oh, he's gonna make a cameo or something.
it's kind of funny. I'm like, what does this dude have to do with the movie? Because I don't see him flying. Like, I don't see him related to space. I see him as Rocky. So I'm like,
okay. Oh,
why
you
is
only
he
like
here?
that's his character or
it was-
whatever.
it's kind of off.
He was Judge
to me.
Dredd and Demolition Man. I'm trying to think about those.
Rocky.
Rambo, Rocky.
Rocky.
But anyway, so you had these different moments in there. You had like those father-son moments, and also you got, like, I guess we can get into it, the father and son moments between Star-Lord and Yondu, which was like,
that was cool.
they played that off where he's like, oh, he did have his dad really the whole time. Like, they
He
showed
may
that
have been
flashback.
your father, but he ain't your dad. Like, so good. He
know.
had the thing is, I loved Yondu
Mhm.
in film one,
Mhm.
the first one. I was like a dirtbag or whatever, but I still really liked him because I rewatched it recently to refresh my mind with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I liked him because he had, I don't know, he was like this dirtbag. I don't know, I liked
But with
him.
a little bit, like,
He was
this
like
heart.
feisty, yeah, but he still had heart because you could tell that he did care. He had that soft spot for
For Peter.
Peter.
Yeah, Peter Quill. So I like that whole thing, that whole line at the end. I remember that was
He
really
was
cool.
funny, like, and especially in this film, the I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. It was so
Is he
good.
cool? Yeah, I'm Mary Poppins. So happy. It's
It
like, you're
was
just like Mary
good.
Poppins, and like, and Star Lord meant he's like, oh, you remind me of Mary Poppins.
Because
or-
of the little
yeah. And then he's like,
Is he
was
cool?
Was
yeah,
he
is he
cool?
cool? Yeah, he's cool.
He's very cool.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, he was super
It was
happy.
so good.
And there's that love right there, you know. He, I think Peter realized that he had that love for Yondu, which was, I mean, that's cool. It's a cool character develop moment. How'd you feel about his acting, Chris Pratt's acting? I mean, I like personally, I mean, I thought he was fine, but it's almost as I only see him as
Parks
Chris
and
Pratt.
Rec. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought he, like,
Yeah,
Parks
like
and
Parks
Rec.
and
He's
Rec.
Andy.
He's Andy. Yeah, I only see him as like Chris Pratt, and I can't separate him from his characters. I don't know if it's his job as an
the
actor.
same character? that
Does
he's
he play
playing?
the same character? He is Peter Quill. He is
Andy.
Andy. He is the guy from Jurassic Park, Jurassic World.
Yeah.
like it's all him.
He plays the same character.
He's
Yeah.
Chris Pratt as Chris Pratt. I mean, I guess it's not. He gets hired. I remember.
No, he's like one of those actors and actresses who plays the same role in every film,
Although,
like Jennifer Aniston.
like Jennifer Aniston.
or Tom Cruise,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much plays the same character.
Yeah.
So I
But
guess
in a
that's
good
okay.
way.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, because he's funny. He delivered his lines well. I thought he was pretty good. He has those emotional moments and hit them when he needed to. So, and the action was there. I mean, he's an action hero, and I love like his transformation from Parks and Rec. Like, props to that dude and to Chris
Are you
Pratt.
checking out his
You
body,
have a
Jim?
total man
Uh,
crush on him.
He was in my inspiration. He was my no, I mean, he made that huge transformation, and it was amazing to see him from Parks and Rec. And they even like mention it in Parks and Rec. They're like, "How'd you do that?"
I just stopped drinking beer.
I
How much beer were you drinking? I drank a lot of beer.
Yeah, it's a cool show. And then because one season he just comes back and he's super thin, and it's like, holy crap, this dude. But so I thought he was all right. But one character I guess I'm not talking about that was really
Laserface.
well. There's Taserface, right?
Taserface.
Taserface. That was pretty funny too.
That was such a good scene. I was cracking up. Like,
With the
I turned,
Taserface?
Milena was like
Oh, you
she-
took your sister in.
Yeah,
that
like
doesn't
she was
understand
just staring at me.
sci-fi
She's like, what
movies,
are you,
right?
like, I
Like
was
me and
cracking
Batman
up.
Lego. I'm like,
Lego Batman,
Lego Batman movie.
Lego World, or what'd you call it?
Female.
I know, I kept turning back. I'm like, right, Claudia? She's like,
Sure. What time is it?
so.
Oh my gosh, so bad.
Within like the first 30 seconds, I'm like, "Ooh, what time is
Really?
it at?"
Lego Batman.
Just kidding.
Okay.
It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
know.
just giving Melinda a hard time.
I don't know. You're like, why does he sound like Donald Trump?
Look, I need
What the
another
heck?
cup. He did sound like
Will
Donald
Arnett.
Trump, yeah.
Well, anyway, so Taserface. That was a fun
Taserface
little
was
running joke.
hilarious because
throughout
then
the whole
everyone
thing,
started cracking
making
up.
fun of his name. That's hilarious.
It's so good.
Yeah, so you had that character, which is funny. You also had the other character that I haven't talked about, Drax. You had Drax, and Drax,
It's a jerk.
he really surprised me in this movie. Like, I liked him in the first one with his like humor, him not getting things, and here he was more like open.
I didn't like him in the first film.
You didn't like him in the first one?
No. Well, because I know that they were trying to establish who he was.
Yeah.
You know, he's like uptight and he has a certain, you
Mm-hmm.
know, his people are a certain.
He doesn't understand
way
sarcasm or humor.
It goes over his head.
Yeah, he's like, it would not go over my head. I
No,
would
but
catch
the
that
one
boulder.
part was like when he called Gamora like the W word, and that bothered me about him.
W word?
Like, no bad
H-
words. Like WHORE.
Oh.
That part.
She spelled it out.
It's rated R now. And that kind of bothered me about
Wait,
him.
in the first movie?
In the first movie,
Okay.
yeah. I didn't like it. But in this one, there was character development, and we heard about his wife. And he had
His
that whole
daughter,
bit with Mantis,
Oh, I love
which
Mantis.
was hilarious. It was
Yes.
so good. I know that he was, demeaning a woman or whatever, but it was hilarious.
Well, like he was being
Wow, that's
honest.
big to
'cause-
hear Melinda
No,
say.
'cause that's the thing. Like
No,
his
I know it's his
character,
people.
he's very honest. He's very thing, but he genuinely found her ugly.
Yeah,
And
he's like,
he's like, oh, me thinking of you, me thinking of you romantically.
it was so good. And then even at the
Gagging
very
and-
end, he's like, I don't know what was the
He
line?
says-
Like, you're beautiful, but only on the
Yeah,
inside.
he's like, you're beautiful on the inside. It was so good.
But he like
loved
wanted to
it.
touch her,
So
and then he
good.
didn't.
Yeah, he.
I
really
thought they
had
were
a
gonna.
crush on her.
I thought they were gonna end up together
Maybe
because
later.
like when he was,
Yeah.
he carried her out
Yeah.
and he was like panting, like he
Yeah.
was dying, and he still took her out. I'm like, oh, they're gonna end up together.
Yeah,
and they didn't. I'm like,
And that
A
scene
plus,
where
A plus Marvel.
Yeah, and
that scene where she gets hit on the face, and
where
he's
it's like where she's like,
watch out.
yeah, and then boom, watch out! Like, or it was like Mantis, watch out! It was perfectly edited and executed. That cracked me up.
It was good.
Yeah, and I saw a trailer like yesterday or something for this one, and you can see like the scenes that they didn't use,
Mm-hmm.
but like the same scene, but a different angle or take.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was much better in the movie because if you watch the trailer, same thing happens, but it's a wide shot and they're all
Mm-hmm.
there, and then he says it, "Watch out!" Like I tried, guys. Like, like he does this, which is funny too, but it was perfect in the movie.
It was
The way it
really
was.
good.
Him, they're back and forth, her innocence and not understanding, and him telling, he's like, oh, I guess I am ugly, like
I
her not
know.
getting it, and it was just really good. He was one of my, just him going, blah, it was really funny, just pointing and laughing at, he was just happy and enjoying the movie, like, and
It
that's,
was
Dave-
it was way Bautista. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a completely Drax is
Yeah.
a completely different character than he
From the
was in the
first one,
first film.
yeah.
Like way
yeah,
different.
he loosened up and he's a part of a family or whatever.
Mhm.
So do you know the actor? Do you know who this person is? Are you aware of who he is? Dave Bautista. He was a wrestler.
Bautista.
Bautista. Well, it's for our audience.
Dave Bautista.
Bautista. He's a WWE. He used to be a WWE wrestler. Yeah, back in the day. So really happy for that. That's really cool. Like I think he found his character. So
Mhm.
I think he did a really good job for like all around as an actor wrestler. Yeah. Yeah. Any other ones that we're missing? So
The
we had
priestess.
Taserface.
We're not even talking about the gold people.
Yeah.
The gold
Who
people were pretty
the
funny. Who were
priestess?
they? I mean,
It's-
was it an actor that was it some like actor that I
The
didn't
priestess?
catch? Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
you
who
don't know.
played
Oh,
her.
okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
they were funny kind of people, like the video game modules that they would
Yeah,
get
that
in to
was
control
good.
and
That
the sound
reminded me
effects.
of the White Mirror, Black Mirror.
Like
Like they're just like fighting like wirelessly. And
What movie? Oh, Black
The
Mirror.
Black
Oh,
Mirror?
okay.
Yeah.
They're Black Swan.
Yeah, Black
I
Swan.
don't remember that. But I thought it was funny, like those funny moments where they're bringing out that red carpet all
And
the
it
way
gets
rolling
stuck.
and it gets snagged or whatever. It's funny. Yeah, the gold people were pretty
I
funny.
thought she had a crush on Chris Pratt. Like at the beginning, I'm like, she's.
Yeah,
gonna
she did.
wanna-
She was like flirting with him, and I think,
And he flirted back.
and that's when like Gamora.
Cuts in.
Cuts, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, give me my thing.
yeah.
That's
The-
your sister friend.
So and-
You have something we want. You have something of ours or something.
Yeah.
Something. That's what I noticed. I'm like, she's a woman, not an
She's a
object.
woman,
Slash
yeah.
robot.
slash robot. Yeah, no, I like that. I thought it was funny. The gold people. I had no context for them, but that they were good villains, I guess. Like this weird race of gold.
It was supposed to be
people.
the perfect race.
Yes, that they're genetically altered and enhanced and all that. So
And at
That
the
was
very end, she created.
Adam. Right?
Mhm.
Which I'm not familiar with. Do you know a little bit more
He's
about
gonna.
that?
It's gonna be Adam Warlock.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
that's who it's gonna be in the next. Well, if there's gonna be a next one, right?
Probably.
If
yeah.
not, it's probably gonna be Avengers.
Yeah, the Avengers is probably the next time we'll see
Swallow
the
me.
Infinity
Wars.
War
Oh, so
part
good.
1 or 2, whatever. It's probably gonna have the Guardians come in. Are you aware of that? That's gonna happen. This whole crossover.
That's what I do. You remember when I found out that they were gonna happen, and I went into your office and I told you, I'm like, what was it? I think it was Vin Diesel who accidentally said it. He wasn't supposed to,
Okay.
and it was during a Facebook Live session. So I think they had to cut it off because he said that the Guardians were gonna come out and with the Avengers and Infinity Wars, and he wasn't supposed to. Like it wasn't something that was supposed to be released at that time.
Vin Diesel.
No, it turned into Baby Groot, and it worked out.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna make you.
We're
Baby
gonna
Groot
make
now."
you better. But yeah, so I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, and I was happy with this movie. I felt like it was funny. It was more of a comedy.
It was really fun.
Yeah, it was really funny. I was really surprised how many jokes they had in it.
There were a lot.
Did you laugh?
I laughed. Yeah, there was some moments where I laughed.
Some moments.
But it was
Good
mostly
one. At what?
it was mostly with Drax
Yes.
and the way he was being mean to the girl, and then like to Mantis, and then Baby Groot. Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, pinche Jim.
What?
I'm like, that's so mean.
Yes. Don't do this, Claudia. I do it. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And I loved it because he was a baby. Like he was growing back. And you kind of see that later in one of the scenes at the end.
Teen Groot
Teen Groot, where he's like
giving
mimicking
attitude. It was so good.
to Peter. Yeah, that was awesome. I thought that was really cool. Like all the shavings everywhere, dirty room, like him kind of like a dirty teenager.
It was
It
hilarious.
was funny.
Just like playing
Like
his
text
video
scene
game or whatever.
playing the
And then he's
game.
like, this is how Yandu must have felt.
felt.
Like,
Yeah.
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 I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That was cool.
See, I paid attention. Ah.
Yeah, and so that whole send off too when they do the funeral with Yondu.
Oh, that was cool.
Yantu, right?
Yandu?
Yondu.
Yondu.
I would
Oop, I
do.
put Yantu.
Yondu.
Yondu. That whole send off with him and all his people accepting him back in that he was
Got his
this
little
thing.
fireworks.
Yeah, get his fireworks. So he got accepted
because of
back into
Rocket.
that. Yep. So that was cool. And he even said, "Welcome to the Guardians of the Galaxy." Like he welcomed Yondu
Yeah.
into his
Yondu.
family, which was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did
I
you?
like the little thing, the Zune.
Oh, that was so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That
Pablo
was
was,
so
like,
good.
why not an iPod?
Well, that's the funny part.
Yeah.
That's a comedy.
This is what everybody's using
On Earth, like
On
imagine,
Earth.
like
Zune.
yeah, because we all obviously Apple, Microsoft, Zune
Like,
failed.
Yeah.
What did he
So-
say? Like 300 or what did he say?
You
3,000
can hold
songs?
like 300 songs.
Yeah.
which is
Good.
hilarious. He's like 300 songs. Like,
I think
whoa.
he got so excited.
What's so funny is like it's a future, but I guess there's no music playing devices,
It's just Zune.
or not the future. It's in another galaxy, but there's
Yeah.
no music playing devices, which is funny.
My thought was like, how does he charge it? I
Yeah.
hope it comes
That's
with a
true.
charger.
Proprietary
That's true.
charger.
Like, how does
Yeah.
he charge it?
I don't know. They'll figure something out. But I thought that was a really funny thing. Like he's like, "Hey, we got this for you," and it was like the brown Zune. What's that?
What do the I mean, I see that the tapes have like a big role when it comes to Chris Pratt.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Or the character?
what's his name?
Star Lord or
Peter
Peter?
Quill.
Yeah, Peter Quill.
Like, what's up with the cassettes?
His mom loved music,
Yeah.
and so in the first film, when she was dying of
Cancer.
a brain cancer,
tumor, right?
tumor.
Yeah.
She would make mixtapes of her favorite songs and would give it to him. So the first one in the first movie, she gave him volume 1, which is the end, like what was playing in the first film,
Yeah,
and
the whole
then
soundtrack. For
at the
first
end
one.
of it, well, like right when she dies in the first film, she gives him another gift that he doesn't open until the second movie, and that's volume 2.
Yeah, or at the end of the first movie, he gets a second tape and says volume
Oh,
2
yeah,
or
this- yeah,
whatever.
the
Yeah,
volume- the
Awesome
second
Mix volume 2 or whatever.
Mhm.
So it was that was a sentimental thing. Like it was his mom's favorite songs and music.
That
and
makes
her
So then
mixtape.
for his dirtbag dad to
Break
crush it,
the volume 1.
the man who gave his mom a brain tumor,
Yeah.
that's when he lost it.
Yeah. So that was a which is a bad thing. Like he probably would have had seduced them and have him like a part of his team if he hadn't
Found out about
said,
the tumor.
and he like openly said it. Like I
he didn't
think
even
he
try to
thought,
hide it.
yeah, he's like, oh, and I felt so bad when I gave your mother, the
That's
the
classic
tumor.
bad guy giving away
his plan
like his
or whatever.
plan
He
or
probably
his
would have been
secret.
fine. Except Mantis was gonna tell like Drax, like, hey,
Mhm.
this is a plan. Like, there's something you guys got to get out of here because she
Mhm.
started caring for them. But yeah, it was a good story. I like the whole between back and forth between them and the whole team. One of the other scenes that was cool before we end here was Rocket like murdering everyone that's like gonna come in on them and like surprise them in that forest. Remember?
Oh
And, like,
yeah,
all
that's
those
pretty cool.
or not murdering, but I guess like
With his little
Yeah.
that he created.
yeah, which is cool. That was
Yeah.
a cool character. Cool scenes, like little funny stuff. You see like the guys jumping up and down
And also the bit with the fruit that she
Oh, in
kept
the beginning, and
wanting,
they're like,
and then
"Nope,
like,
it's not ripe yet."
It's not
Yeah.
ripe, and then she eats it. She's like, "It was ripe."
it's not right
It's
yet.
not
Yeah.
Why
That
did she
was so
want
good.
that fruit? Was
Because
it
she's
I was
power?
hungry.
hungry.
And they were telling her it's not ripe, though you can't eat it. But she thought they were just keeping it away from
Yeah.
her. And then now she's in control. Cause she's like, oh,
It's not right.
yeah.
That was good.
She's good.
I love that Stanley came out
Oh yeah.
2 times.
Did you?
I
get
was
that?
like crying in Logan because he didn't come out at all, and in this one we get 2 Stanley cameos.
Yeah. So you had him with the Watchers.
hmm
That's what they're called in Marvel, right?
Yeah.
The Watchers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can see everything pretty much.
They just watch
fourth
all
or
of-
fifth yawn. Fifth
I
yawn.
swallowed it.
Good job.
I'm
So-
just tired.
So the Watchers just are watching like all of human existence, but they can't
Interfere and stuff
interfere.
like that.
So we find out that Stan Lee, perfect, beautiful man that Stan Lee is working. Dude, I love. You know I love Stan Lee.
Viejito crusher.
Viejito crush. What is it? Robbing the grave
She
or
has a
whatever?
viejito crush.
I mean, it's Stan Lee.
So she's not robbing the grave over here. She's robbing like the freaking like
Grave.
wheelchair.
No, grave.
He's not in a
means-
wheelchair.
He will be.
Is that a term? Robbing the grave?
I don't know. You're
Still-
the one that
You're
said
thinking
it.
robbing the cradle,
Cradle.
or
Oh yeah. Stealing the grave.
she's-
Robbing.
You
yeah.
have a man crush on Chris Pratt, and she has a viejito crush on Stanley.
Is that necessary? Viejito crush? Can't just say like a man crush. I also
Man
have a
crush.
crush on
The
Stan Lee.
viejito crush.
Anyway, so he's a watcher, which is amazing because we see that his character in every single Marvel, like his cameo, like they're all connected. 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
and he's like, one time I was
I was a
delivering.
FedEx
Yeah.
delivery guy
Which
at the
was
time.
from Deadpool, right?
No,
no.
Captain America.
Captain America, and he called them. He spelled it wrong. What was it?
In Captain America?
Yeah,
Oh,
like the
I don't
delivery.
remember.
Oh, it was to Iron Man or something.
Oh.
Yeah, Tony.
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Mark.
Tony.
No,
it was
no,
something
it
funny.
It was something
and
else.
War Machine like was telling him, making fun of him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
funny.
it's fun, like to see that.
That's cool.
Because everyone had always like their
It's the same
head
character.
canon was he's the same character in all the Marvel films, but to see that it actually is him was so good. It was so
It's
like
a cool little Easter egg.
Easter.
that's an Easter egg. Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah, and
That's
this
a
what
one,
lot
Pablo
of
said.
Easter eggs.
did see the
yeah.
Howard the Duck from the first
Oh,
one.
dude,
also
Pablo
again.
got so excited when Howard the Duck came out.
Mhm.
He's like, "Yeah, it's my favorite character in the whole wide world."
It really in
Is
the
he
whole
a
wide world.
Country,
With a-
country accent. It's like, yeehaw.
Yeah,
I reckon.
so excited.
Uh, yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff in there.
If we were characters from that movie, who would we be? Who do you think we would be?
I don't know. I'd be Rocket.
Oh,
It's
you
like an
send a
angry
snap?
little like.
Yeah,
I sent a snap.
about. Oh, never
I don't
mind.
remember what did I send.
I think because you had worked for like 15 hours and you're like, I've been awake for
Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket
I look like him.
You, Claudia?
Who would I be? Who do you think I would be?
Nebula.
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 I'm not.
Turning blue.
Like Nebula.
Yeah.
She's crazy and mean. I'm not crazy and mean.
She's not crazy and mean. She's
Yeah.
trying to survive.
Yeah.
So you're saying Selena is one of your family teams? And I'm trying to not even be part of it?
You became at the end.
No! On the second part. No! I'm part of this family. I'm Groot.
Okay.
I
you're
am Groot.
You're Groot.
I am Groot.
Your taser face.
Oh yeah. Cool. I'll take it. Yeah. I guess that's who we are.
Something that I have, and I've talked about this a lot. I think Marvel, the MCU, does an amazing job of casting. I think that they cast people perfectly.
Mhm.
I have to say I'm disappointed that I hate, and I'm so pissed off that Miley Cyrus is now in the MCU. I hate it.
I've never
What
heard
is
of this.
that?
Where the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Duh, everybody knows that.
Ew. Why?
She was in this movie.
She came in like a wrecking
She's
ball.
a
Who was
horrible
she?
actress.
Who was she?
You're so dumb.
Who was she?
Jinx! On a podcast together.
I'm not. What? Who was she?
Mainframe.
That's a good one.
Main.
Do you remember at the very end where Sylvester Stallone came out and he's talking to like the group of people or whatever?
Oh yeah. I didn't even notice.
She's
her.
there?
She was the robot head. Mainframe.
I didn't even notice her.
Oh, so she has a mask on.
It's just the voice that they're the voice that they're the voice that they're using, her voice to be Mainframe, which is like the alternate universe version of Vision, who you met in Avengers.
The purple
red-
guy.
Red guy, no?
Purple?
No,
Was
the
he not
ugly
red?
guy?
Maybe he's red. I don't
He's
know.
red.
I don't remember.
Like the guy that comes on Thor?
No.
The guy with the laser beams.
The one
and-
from Iron Man. He was Jarvis and he became Vision.
Yeah, the blue guy.
red, purple, blue. I don't remember.
Can we Google it?
I
he's
know
kinda purple.
he has like the.
I thought he
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
red.
yeah, yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I just don't.
And
He, has like a
little
purplish
gem.
color.
He's the one that shoots like.
I
War
honestly
Machine
thought he
out
was
from the sky
red.
Yeah, I know who
And he
you're
falls
talking
down.
about. Really?
in Civil War.
That's a cool character. Why are they giving it to her?
Well, no, like an
He might as
alternate.
well.
Is he red or is he purple? He's not blue for
He's
sure.
Purple.
I think-
With
Why did I
green.
think he was
He's
blue?
red.
Well, maybe he's reddish, purplish.
Red or purple?
He looks kind of.
I see red though.
It's
Like,
not
he has
like a
like purple
deep red.
hues.
Yeah, purple hues. I would say.
Which could be
Maroon?
misconstrued as blue.
Maroon. Let's
Like
call it
burgundy.
maroon. Burgundy. Anyway, so that I guess that's Vision. I'm not too familiar with the Guardians comic stuff, as well as Mainframe. But
So they're a group of do you remember that scene where Sylvester Stallone's character Starhawk
Mhm.
was talking to a group of people? Do you remember
Mhm.
that scene?
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene?
yeah,
So like they're
Outside the
supposed
bar?
to, yes. So what I haven't even heard it. My sister was the one who told me that they might like make that into its own
Mhm.
independent like spin-off. I do not want that though, because I do not want Miley Cyrus in this universe. I don't want it. I was so annoyed that she said like 2 lines in this one and I was
And it
annoyed.
messed you up. Wow, I didn't notice it. I
That
don't think a lot
sucks.
of people noticed it, but
Real
that's
Marvel fans
interesting.
did,
I guess
Jim.
so.
How did she
guess
get
so.
casted in this, man?
That they liked her dumb
ran
high
out
pitched
of
voice.
they ran out of actors. There's so many
That's
actors
true. This
in the Marvel
film-
cinematic universe.
That's true.
Everybody will be
All
in
of
it.
Hollywood is in Marvel.
Ben Affleck's gonna show up in it somehow.
He is.
as
He's gonna
another
be
character.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
but
I'll tell Pablo. And then he'll be like, I already knew that, babe.
I like
So-
this movie though.
Yeah.
I
What-
love the
what would
parts
you
where I
say?
wasn't being annoyed. The lady that was next to me was the most annoying person on the entire
What'd she do?
planet. We went to the lounge VIP ones from the ones in Far.
sounds high maintenance.
No.
Fancy.
You saw Star Wars there.
I know. I didn't say that it was high maintenance.
Dumb
I
Jim.
only watch VIP.
I want reserved seating. Whatever. Okay. So the lady that was sitting next to me. So okay, with those you can like recline the seats, right? So the first thing she does is she reclines her seat and she takes her chanclas off. She was already wearing flip flops, which
Did
is
they
already
smell?
like an
Oh.
X for me because
Mhm.
feet are disgusting. So she takes her chanclas off and she comes in late with her husband, slurping on an ice cream, but like not like eating it, like slurping, like it sounds like she's eating spaghetti. It was
Mhm.
disgusting. And then so she finishes it. I'm like, phew, I can enjoy the movie now. So at this point, the movie had already started. Did it end there? No. Her husband got out and like he left the movies and he came back with popcorn. Guess who crunches like rocks?
Jen.
She did.
Oh, okay.
She was
Yeah.
crunching on rocks. I was so annoyed. I kept turning and staring at her, and she would look and she's like,
Good movie.
like yeah.
She was behind you? Or?
No, right
Or
next
like-
to me, and I kept scooting as far away as
Did you
possible with her, like, and I just like I was on top of Milena. I'm like, I'm so sorry. This chick beside me is just annoying me, and she was also someone who was like talking the entire time. So like every time Groot came out, she's like, he's so cute, right? I'm like, oh
it's
my
like
gosh,
Claudia.
stop
Was Claudia
talking.
there?
I was not like that in Lego Batman movie. I was quiet,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
Are you being sarcastic?
But your snaps for Power Rangers say
Say
differently.
different
That was
Sorry, yeah.
hilarious. That was
Yeah.
funny.
But anywho, so that girl was
Yeah.
the most annoying person on the planet, and it was annoying. But aside from her annoyingness, this movie was beautiful to me, and I loved it. It was hilarious and action packed, and just sci-fi, and just everything that I love in one movie. And it also had an amazing soundtrack. Again,
Yeah, that's what I thought. What'd you think?
Jelly donuts.
Yeah, how many jelly donuts?
9.
Oh wow, good.
I thought it was pretty cool. It had like the cool because we watched it in IMAX 3D at the theater in Edinburgh, and so it was really cool. Like the special effects were nice. It was kind of long. Pablo agrees, but it was cool. Like I like Baby Groot. I liked some of the humor, and like the characters were interesting. So I would give it 9 jelly donuts.
Okay.
Yeah, because the after credit scenes did not add to it. That's according to my notes.
There were 5
There were a
after
bunch of
credit
them.
scenes.
There's a lot of after credit scenes.
Yeah.
It
But
was-
they didn't add to it. They were just like,
Extra stuff. Well, like the
We saw the
dude
Watchers.
and the Groot thing.
And Teen
Teen
Groot.
Groot was worth it.
but it didn't like give you like a sneak peek of what's next.
Like
Yes,
the
they
Atom,
did. The
if you know who it is. Yeah.
Adam, we saw that, and then we also saw that new group that can potentially be its own spinoff. God, there's a lot.
I don't know.
I guess you
That's
got to
the
do a little
unit.
bit of research, just like a research. It's just like a teaser for whatever.
For
you
more.
can Google it and whatever. But people, it's for the fans because if a fan knows, like, oh, gets that reference and like, oh my gosh, this is gonna happen. So that's cool. But I did like the Groot thing. Was totally worth that. It's so funny that scene, just him being a teenager and talking back and stuff. So
So
I
nice.
liked it. So 9. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was funny. It was funnier than I thought it was gonna be. I love Drax a lot. I think he was my favorite character in that movie. Just him cracking up and laughing at people. He was having a great time. I feel like he was having a great time, genuinely laughing at those things. I mean, I guess it's acting, right? But he was really cool, and everybody seemed very comfortable, I thought. So that was a good movie. Super funny. The story, I kind of predict. Obviously, I think it was. You get to a certain point where you see these storylines, you're like, he's gonna be a bad guy, like immediately when you see it. But I think Kurt Russell did a pretty good job as the dad. It was interesting, like this whole planet that takes like a human form. So
With genitals.
with
They made sure they talked about
It was
that.
a Claudia question, I think.
was a
something
Claudia
you would
question.
You would ask.
No, I thought it was funny because
Who's the one who asked him that?
Was it Drax?
Maybe you're Drax. If you don't want to be Nebula.
I thought it was funny because the ships look like sperm.
What?
Did you see that, or was it just me and
Maybe it
Pablo that
was,
saw it?
Probably.
It
Maybe
was
it
like
was your dirty
the little
minds.
white head,
Mhm.
and then when it was flying in space, it looked
It pro-
funny.
may-
What I
might
did
have
notice
been.
about the ship was that Peter's ship that was orange and blue
Mhm.
was the same color as his dad's car in the first scene when they're
Oh, cool.
driving.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that like that. I'm like, blue and orange. That's Peter's ship.
That's cool. I didn't notice that. Yeah, no, so I enjoyed the movie. Final thoughts, I guess. I would give it an 8 out of 10 jelly donuts.
8?
Eight.
Really? I rated it higher than you.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Why?
rate everything really high. I don't think you've ever rated anything lower than an 8.
Yes, I have. I'm pretty sure. I
Like
have.
what?
Let's go look through all the podcasts.
Okay.
All the stuff you've made me watch.
No,
that
I
rated low.
like it was a good movie. It was funny. But I think I mean, I was worried that it was gonna not be good. I was really worried about it. It's number 6.
Aquí no.
Yeah, I was really worried that it was not gonna be good, and I was pleasantly surprised. So, but
Why were you expecting it to be bad?
I was not expecting. I don't want it to be bad, but I'm like, no,
You wanted
please
it
don't.
to be like another. You wanted it to fail the way your dumb DC movies
No,
did.
I don't want anything to fail. I want to enjoy it because I'm paying for it, for one, and then 2, I want to enjoy myself. So, I was like super surprised. I was happy that it was done right. Would you say this one's better than the first one, or what would you say? Like almost there, but even.
Yes, because so like in the first one with with Gamora, I mean, her switch happened real fast. So we already know she was an assassin.
Mhm.
She, working for her dad, and so we knew that she killed people all the time. But her switch to like, oh, Guardians are my new family, they're
Mhm.
my BFFs, was real fast. Like it happened too fast for me, because usually you have the whole like 2 hours
Yeah.
in the last one, like, you know, they come at the very
They
end,
come
they save the
around,
day or
yeah.
whatever. This happened way too fast, and in this one I feel like everybody got character development.
Yeah.
Like, we saw everybody grow as
Mm-hmm.
a character, and I love that. So as far as like plot wise, character wise, I think it was better than the first one. Also, I thought it was a lot funnier, and that's hard
Mm-hmm.
to do comedy.
Comedy's hard,
It's super
yeah.
hard to do comedy, and I thought it was very smartly written.
Yes, and attributed to the director / writer
Mhm.
James Gunn. So
Mhm.
I mean that's great. I've heard that like from other people that's what happens when you have a single vision going through and not determined by committee, which is a fault of the DC movies. You know, you try to get too many people in there, and that's when a movie kind of loses focus and can fail. So
Well, that's what happened with
Yeah.
Avengers. Like,
Avengers
Joss
2.
Whedon,
Yeah.
like, he created a masterpiece with Avengers,
Avengers
1, and then
1.
Avengers 2, he let everyone, like,
By committee.
and
kind
then
of,
it didn't suck,
it-
but it was not an amazing
yeah,
film.
there's
Like, there
some
was a
plot
lot
holes
of,
and things
it
like
was very
that.
diluted. A lot of things happened. But yeah, this was such a good film. And also, like,
Enjoyable. It
was-
feels good.
it
Like
was
once you watch a
good
movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. And also, I love that I doubt he cast, but like that his brother came out in the film,
Whose brother?
the director's brother.
Oh, okay. Which
Sean
was
Gunn.
Uh-huh.
He was the one who helped with the fish hook.
Oh, yeah.
So that guy, the one who
yeah.
was like always helping him
Yeah.
throughout. He came out in the first and second film where he
Okay.
was one of the loyal ones to Yondu.
Yeah.
That's his brother.
Cool. I didn't know
And-
that.
He comes out in Pirates of the Caribbean too. He's the
Mm.
pirate without
Nope.
the eye.
Nope, that's not him.
Yes, it is, Melinda. Is that the guy that at the end ends up like getting his like thing?
hmm
It is.
No, he's a guy who came out in Gilmore Girls. That's where I know him from.
I could have sworn he's the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean
Mm-mm.
that has no eye.
Nope, that's not him.
You're
Just gonna
100% sure.
Yes,
Okay.
like
Me too.
99.99% sure.
So
So there's
there's
a
a chance.
0.1. I don't know in math. But I'm 99.99% sure that that's not him.
Oh man, now I want to Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
Yeah. So enjoyed this movie. Would you recommend it?
An 8.
Obviously. What?
You
you're
gave
gonna
it-
get mad at me? What?
Did you rate Beauty and the Beast higher?
Probably. And La La Land. Anyway, so
Why?
well, I can't love I like to like everything. I like this movie, but
You like only bad movies though.
no, I don't.
You do.
Like what?
Like, I'm never gonna get over your dumb rating for Rogue One.
For Rouge One, I felt that. No, I liked that movie the second time through, but the first time it felt like something was missing. Except that cool part with Darth Vader was awesome, and all the action scenes were good. But like the character development, I mean, we can go into this again. But also the interesting update on Rogue One, and I heard it from someone else. From a kid's point of view, like there's not really. It's not a kids movie.
Why are you taking your kids to watch people being murdered and
Well,
Death
that's-
Star? You don't take your kid to watch something with a Death Star.
That's Star Wars though, which was
You have
different.
to be like a cool kid, like me.
Like Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6, and even like the first ones, I would say. I mean, targeted toward
Like,
children.
if you're not worried about,
but-
if you're worried about your kids like freaking out or whatever,
I'm not.
then don't watch. If you don't mind them watching cool things with people like Darth Vader
Yeah.
and Darth Sidious
Mhm.
and people with just like Darth in their name, take your kid to see Star Wars. But like, if you're gonna be a baby crier hipster parent about it, don't take them. Like, it's literally as simple as that.
Rogue One though is not like the other Star Wars movies though. That's the thing. It's got a different tone, which is fine. But I was just saying that when you have like that perspective of like, oh, you take a kid, oh, Star Wars movie, let's go see. Like Force Awakens is completely different than Rogue One. Different vision, different point. It was a good movie. Rogue One was good, but it's different than the other Star Wars movies.
That's what made it.
It's good.
It was so good as a standalone.
Yeah, it was.
You
It
didn't
just
rate it that
wasn't-
way though.
What did I give it?
You gave
A
it a
7.5.
7, like someone who's never
Hate
seen Star Wars.
I have, but it's okay to have different opinions. The only thing is we're going into Rogue One.
Another scene that was super sad in
Hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy was when Peter was trying to get his energy thing, and Yondu is like, I don't whistle with my mouth, or what did he say?
With my
No, I whistle with my heart. What did he say?
With my brain. I don't do it with my brain. It's with like my heart.
My
or something
heart,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Oh, that whole scene. Yeah, that whole scene. Also, we didn't talk about it, where he's just murdering everybody on the ship that betrayed him with the whistle, which is super cool.
Oh! I didn't think he was gonna kill everybody.
Yeah,
he
they
killed
murdered
literally
everyone.
everybody, and Rocket was just chilling out.
Yeah, they're
like,
just
it
walking
did
that scene,
not
and all
faze
the
him.
bodies just fall.
And even Groot,
Yeah.
the guy who hurt him, he
Yeah.
murdered him.
Yeah.
Baby Groot.
They
No, it's
straight up.
not. His name is Mackenzie something, the guy from
So-
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like
No,
it,
he
though.
did. Not all white people look the same. Claudia.
That's racist.
That's racist, Belinda.
Yo, I said they were different.
Yeah, so that was a cool scene, but good film. I would watch it again, and I would recommend it. Would you recommend it to your family? Or people,
It would be
friends?
something that the kids would enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably my
Kid
dad,
movie?
because I'm pretty sure secretly he's read all those things or back in his day.
Secretly, you wouldn't share that.
He knows about all that stuff. Maybe he does. Maybe he has. He probably
So-
knows. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Guardians of the Galaxy. Anything else you want to add? Volume 2. Anything else you
Volume
want to
2.
add?
No, I just loved it, and I can't wait to watch it again.
Cool. What's the next movie? Next Marvel movie coming out?
Spider-Man, no?
Which is in the summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks good. Spider-Man Homecoming. New
That
Spider-Man.
movie looks really cheesy.
Yeah, that's okay. It's Spider-Man.
I would just watch it because of Tony Stark.
Tony Spark. Got it. Anyway, so thanks for joining us with our resident Marvel expert, Claudia.
Isn't that his name?
Tony Spark. Got it. Yeah, Tony Stark. Yeah.
That is a blooper. Leave it in the bloopers.
Okay. So thank you for joining us. My name's Jim,
Claudia.
Melinda.
and that was our show. Have a nice day.
You guys suck.
You said it.
This is why. What the heck is his name? Robert Downey Jr. There you go.
Yes.
Should have just said his name.
That iconic character,
Tony
Tony Stark.
Whatever. Actually, did you put makeup on?
You actually put makeup. You actually look
You
good with
actually
makeup.
put makeup on.
What are you doing?
Make him blush come out. Because otherwise it's like pale. I'm ready.
Have you noticed when you're like lying or you're unsure that you touch your eye?
That's all the time then.
I do this.
No, that's with Ariana.
That is with
But
Ariana.
you do. I'm like, hey Claudia, are you sure that your whatever's like? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that.
Do I?
Yes.
I don't know, Jim.
That's your tell.
That's
my
how you can tell when you're
When I'm nervous or fidgeting.
or you're unsure.
Probably.
Yeah. I am
We
shiny.
all are.
No, you are high
I'm
maintenance.
Shiny.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Are you singing that song
Yes.
from Moana?
No,
From what?
Jim.
From
From Rihanna.
Moana's sister Rihanna.
I'm like, what, Jim? Is there even a song that says "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" in Moana?
No, I was like, is that from the song? I asked you because I'm so shiny. The crab that they're fighting.
There's a crab that
Have you
fights.
seen Moana?
Yes.
Ready?
I'm
Do you think you'd
ready.
ever fight her?
Huh?
Do you think you'd ever fist fight Claudia?
I wouldn't fist
No,
fight
we'd be like
anybody.
cats.
No, I wouldn't fight
That's
anybody.
sexist.
Oh. Do it.
No.
She'd be like,
Who would win in a
Why?
fight?
why?
Probably Claudia. Do you think you'd win?
He'd win.
You
She just called me he.
look at those arms. See, she's been working out with
My
all
long-
of
I'll
her.
just flap you like.
She's been working out with her back. And
I don't know, Jim. I have a lot of pent up anger. I
That's
think if I
true.
ever got in a
I
fight, it
wouldn't
would all
fight
come
her.
out.
She'd be angry. She looks like she'd beat me up.
You just-
Comes from Roma. She'd beat me
You're
up.
from North.
You're from
Oh,
Sugarland.
I'm from North.
North is pretty good. They're rude there.
No, why are you thinking about that?
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't fight anybody. Just
What if
with
you
my
had
words.
to?
I make people cry with my words.
Mm.
It's my gift.
Let's start this podcast before I get mad.
It's
Before you've gotten mad like 8 times.
it,
¡Otra vez! Dios mío santo, este huerquito.
Jim.
okay. I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I am.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. I can't breathe.